everybody, welcome back to Jaywalking with Jennifer J. I'm really glad you're here. I'm not as glad that I'm here. If you watched the last episode, you know that God has told me to be obedient, and this is a hard time in our lives. We have a medical issue going on that has really consumed a lot of my mental calories, if you will. And so it's been hard, and I have missed a lot of episodes, a lot of recordings, and God has sternly told me, very strictly told me, that I need to get back to it. He has told me over and over again, and I have not been obedient in doing that, mostly because I haven't felt like it. You guys, I haven't had the energy, the mental bandwidth, the motivation, and he said do it anyway. And so this is me showing up. My hair's not done, my makeup's not done. I don't have that in me today, but I'm showing up because God said to show up. And you know, in Psalm 58:6, it reminds us that He knows our sorrows. He collects every tear that we shed in His bottle. And so He knows, right? He knows what I'm going through. He went through much, much worse than what I'm going through. And so if He could show up, then I can show up. That doesn't really sound right when I say it out loud because He's God, so of course He can show up. But God lives in me, right? God lives in me. Holy Spirit lives in me, so I can show up. Yeah, so I didn't really have a lot. I didn't have anything planned. I just knew that I had to show up. So that's what I'm doing. I will say that, you know, my word for the year is focus. If you've watched some episodes, then you know that. If you haven't, let me just take a pause here, pause for the cause, and tell you that you can get to all the videos if you go to the YouTube site, either on a laptop, computer, or iPad, or if you are on your phone, up at the top where it says videos, you can click on that and it should take you to all of them, because probably if you're on the home screen, only about 5 of them show up. But you can go back and start at the very beginning and watch the whole story, because it's a continuing saga of my life. But you can see all that God's done all along the way. And sometimes it's good for me even to go back and watch those, because it reminds me of all that He's done in the past. And if He's done it before, I know He's going to do it again. I know He is. But man, when you're walking through the trenches, it's hard, right? It's hard. So I know that He anointed me, and I know that He called me to go and share the gospel. And so I know that He called me to Arizona without a doubt. I know that I'm right where He wants me to be at this moment in time. And so all I can do is keep showing up every day. I think I told you guys last time that I say my daily affirmations when I wake up, you know, and remind myself who God is and that He can do it, and that because of Him I can do it. You know, His strength is made perfect in my weakness. And so I lean on that every day. Today I did take a little self-care day. I was calling it my self-love day. I know it doesn't look like it, right? But part of my self-love is I don't have to fix my hair. I don't have to do makeup. I went and had a little massage, and I went down to the pool. I live in a resort style apartment complex, and so the pool is amazing, and it's huge, and there was nobody there. I was the only one there. And so that was awesome. I can hear the waterfalls, and I took a book with me. It's a James Patterson novel, if you want to know what I read for my guilty pleasure. I do read a lot of study books. I read a lot of theological books and things like that. But this is just a complete self-indulgent time waster, really. But sometimes your brain needs a break, right? Sometimes. Now, not all the time, because we can't trade comfort for crying out to God, right? Because sometimes I want to do that. I was thinking about that this morning, actually, because last night, I didn't want to think. I didn't want to think anymore about anything that's stressing me, right? So when I pray, and I was telling God this, like he already knows, but I was telling him, when I pray, it brings all that stress to mind. Even though I'm like handing it off to him, it puts it in my mind, and I don't want it in my mind. So I turned on a Netflix series, also a guilty pleasure, The Lying Games. And it's one I'm watching without my husband because obviously he doesn't want to watch a little teeny bopper soap opera. But I am hooked, and so I got to see how it ends. And I was telling God, like, I just want to sit here and vegetate because I don't want to think about all that stuff. And I know I should be praying, but I don't want to have to think about all that stuff. And then what he told me was, don't trade comfort for crying out. So doing the mind-numbing stuff isn't awesome all the time. Like, you need to be crying out to God, and it might hurt a little bit, and it might bring all that stuff to your mind that you don't want to think about, but also it gives it to God. And so I had to stop what I was doing and cry out to God and say, okay, all these things, these are all the things, and you know all the things, and I know you've already got a plan for all the things, and you're already working on all the things, but also all the things are stressing me out. So just being real. So that's a really good thing to do, and I want to encourage you today not to trade comfort for crying out to God, because it is easy to just bury your head in a book, let it take you away to another place so you don't have to think about things. You know, my daughter asked me once, my daughter turned 23 yesterday, but when she was younger, 14, 15 years old, she said, Mom, why are you always reading a book? Because I was always reading a book. And they were just novels. And I told her, I mean, I thought about it for about a half a second, and then I said, because I want to escape reality. A good Jodi Picoult mystery is awesome for escaping reality, right? And my life wasn't happy at the time. I was in a very stressful marriage, and my daughter was having psychotic episodes, and it was hard. It was really hard. And so I just didn't want to have to think. It was just mind numbing. I was just escaping. And I am past that stage in my life. Like, God has shown me that escape can be good for a little while. Rest yourself, right? Rest is good. But you can't do it all the time. Like, you have to face reality, and you have to do something about your situation. And so last night I did. I turned off the Netflix binge series, and I instead cried out to God. And then I didn't turn it back on. I went ahead and curled up and went to sleep. And I slept really well. You know what? Usually I wake up 2 or 3 times a night, and I didn't. I didn't wake up till morning. So God had a good plan for me. You know, I have a feeling if I had watched the Netflix, I probably would have woke up during the night, because that stuff's still in the back of my head, right? But I had given it over to him. So that's just an encouragement for you, if that will help you to do that. We are working through, we've got lots of doctors and therapists and people that are helping with all the different things for my husband's medical condition. And the prognosis is good. He's supposed to get better, and he is improving every day. So that's awesome. But it's been a long road, right? It's been a long, long road, and a difficult road. And I know it's a road God had us go down on purpose, and for a purpose, and for his glory, and for our ministry, to bring glory to him. So we will better understand other people that are going through traumatic brain injuries, and we will be better able to help and better able to understand what people are going through. So if that's you, please reach out. I think my email is on the website, and otherwise you can just comment, and I'll look for those. I do get a lot of comments, so I am always weeding through those, trying to find ones that actually need answers and ones that are just, making a comment. But I am here if you have a question or a comment or need prayer, I would be happy to pray for you. You know, praying for other people really helps get my mind off my own problems too, and I'm happy to intercess for you. Intercess isn't a word. I was thinking intercessory, and then I was trying to shorten it, and that didn't work. Go ahead and laugh at me. It's okay. It's been a long couple of months. But I'd be happy to intercede for you. Yeah, I guess that's going to be all. This is short and sweet, but hey, give me kudos because I showed up. Props. All right. Keep jaywalking. Keep trusting God one step at a time. You got this. Peace.